Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. As the temperatures heat up, there are many outdoor activities. Some of the concerts I'll be talking about will be happening outside as a result. Plus, I'll be giving a history of the Lee Library and introducing the latest members of the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is located in Springfield. First, it's time for this episode's trivia question. This episode's question is, when was the Basketball Hall of Fame's first class inducted? Now, for this episode's local headlines. Up first, we will be visiting Hancock Shaker Village for their baby animals. According to their website, quote, "Welcome the arrival of spring with our Baby Animal Festival. Meet our newest farm babies, lambs, piglets, calves, chicks, and kids, goats that is, and enjoy events and activities throughout the village, from daily talks about the farm and the Shakers, to craft demonstrations, to walks along the farm and forest festival. To arrive time for your visit, please arrive at the village between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., end quote. Visit HancockShakerVillage.org for more information. Next, we will be visiting Mass Mocha for a new concert. Los Angeles Psych Soul 4-piece Chicano Batman sourced their high-spirited alternative synthesis from Tropicala, West Coast Psychedela, and late 60s, early 70s soul. Their album, Invisible People, released in 2020, their most sonically varied and cohesive to date, is a statement of hope, a proclamation that we are all invisible people, and that despite race, class, or gender, we can overcome our differences and stand together. Experience the four pieces combination of, quote, soul, surf, and Tropicala into a raging blend of fire and excitement, end quote, from the Rolling Stone magazine, in the Hunter Center. Multidisciplinary visual artist, art critic, and curator, Lido Pimenta, a composer and musical producer of Afro-Ingenious ancestry from Colombia, will open the night's performance. Made up of Eduardo Arenas on bass, guitar, and vocals, Carlos Alvarado on guitars, Bardo Martinez on lead vocals, guitar, and keyboards, and Gabriel Villa on drums, LA's Chicano Batman have been renowned for the best part of a decade. The group opened for Jack White, Alabama Shakes, Vampire Weekend, and Portugal the Man in recent tours, and has played at major festivals like Coachella and Bonnaroo. They will be performing on May 11th. Visit MassMocha's website for more information. For our next stop, we will be visiting Clark Art for a new exhibition. Born in the French colony of Guadeloupe, Guillaume Lethier was a key figure in French painting during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. The son of a white plantation owner and an enslaved woman of mixed race, Lethier moved to France with his father at age 14. He trained as an artist and successfully navigated the tumultuous French Revolution and its aftermath to achieve the highest levels of recognition in his time. A favorite artist of Napoleon's brother, Lucien Bonaparte, Lethier served as the director of the French Academy in Rome, as a member of the France Institute, and as a professor of École des Beaux-Arts. A well-respected teacher, he operated a robust studio that rivaled those of his most successful contemporaries. Despite his remarkable achievements and considerable body of work, Lethier is not well known today. The exhibition, organized in partnership with the Louvre Museum and featuring some 80 drawings, paintings, and prints, celebrates Lethier's extraordinary career and sheds new light on the presence and reception of Caribbean artists in France during his lifetime. This exhibit will be opening on June 15th. Visit clarkart.edu for more information. For our next stop, we will be visiting the Colonial Theater in Pittsfield for a stand-up comedy event. Get ready for an evening of uproarious laughter as the iconic comedian Paula Poundstone takes center stage at the Colonial Theater. Renowned for her smart, observational humor and legendary spontaneous wit, Paula Poundstone is not just a stand-up comic, but a true comedy sensation. With an impressive resume that includes hosting the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which she was the first female host of, live coverage of major political events, and starring in HBO specials like Cats, Cops, and Stuff, Paula Poundstone has become a household name in the comedy world. A trailblazer in her field, Paula Poundstone holds the first distinction of becoming the first female comic to win the ACE Award for Best Comedy Special or on cable television. Her comedic prowess extends beyond the stage as she regularly captivates audiences on NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, and weekly with her hilarious podcast, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. Poundstone's unique brand of humor, a blend of self-deprecation, sarcasm, and keen observations on current events, promises an unforgettable night with laughter that will leave your cheeks hurting. Join the theater for an unforgettable comedy experience with Poundstone, where this comic legend will bring her wit, charm, and unfiltered humor to the stage. Don't miss the chance to witness one of the bravest and best improv comics of our time live in action. The show will be happening on May 4th. Visit BerkshirTheaterGroup.org for more information. Our next story is of interest for those who love to go out and walk, especially as the weather is improving. On their website, the Berkshire Natural Resource Council gave a list of the 16 best walking trails in Berkshire County. They are all of interest. According to the website, in no particular order, here are the 16 best walking trails. Housatonic Flats in Great Barrington, Steepletop in New Marlborough, Stedman Pond at Hudson Howard in Monterey, Thomas and Palmer Brook in Great Barrington, Clam River in Sandusfield, Hoosick Range in North Adams, Parsons Marsh in Lenox, Mahana Cobble in Pittsfield, Bob's Way in Monterey and Sandusfield, The Boulders in Pittsfield, Dalton, and Lanesboro, Old Mill Trail in Hinsdale and Dalton, Alford Springs in Alford, Basin Pond in Lee, Stevens Glen in West Stockbridge and Richmond, Olivia's Overlook at Yocon Ridge South in Lenox, Richmond, Stockbridge, and West Stockbridge, and Hollow Fields in Richmond. As stated at the beginning, this list was only 16 of the trails, and doesn't even begin to describe the wonders of the walking trails in the Berkshires. It's now time for a history portion of WWHEN. This next stop takes us to Sheffield, where we'll be looking into its history. One of Sheffield's most interesting places is the Sheffield Pottery. In the fall of 1943, Joseph and Marie Cohen, newly married, purchased a large farm near the Housatonic River. They raised cows, chicken, and sheep, and sold produce at their roadside farm stand. After seeing an article about pottery in a family magazine, Joe and Marie hauled a bucket of clay from the clay pit on their land to see if they could use this resource to make a living. From Marie's first cup and Joe's first saucer came the beginnings of the present-day Sheffield Pottery Inc. Clearing out the animals in 1946, the Cohens turned the barn into a small showroom, selling handmade pottery fired in a 6x6-inch kiln. The business rapidly flourished, and by December 1949, Sheffield Pottery was featured in Red Book magazine. By 1965, while raising 3 children, the Cohens had acquired a clay mixer, pug mill, and a large railroad car kiln. They added to the building to accommodate the huge new kiln, and started settling the ceramic supplies and clays, as well as their pottery, which had now established their business as a part of the growing Berkshire tourism trade. Joseph Cohen retired in 1982, turning the business over to his youngest son, John, who is now president of Sheffield Pottery, Inc. John began almost at once to change the focus of the company towards becoming a new ceramic supplier. A new warehouse went up in 1983 to allow the storage of much larger quantities for dry materials, both for the sale of and for use in the ever-growing numbers of stock and custom moist clay bodies. A new delivery truck was soon on the road throughout the Northeast, delivering regularly to customers from Maine to Long Island. For more information, visit the website shown here at www.sheffieldpottery.com. The Lee Library is our next history stop. The Lee Library is the only remaining Carnegie Library building in the Berkshires. Not only does the building have great beauty, but it has great historical significance. The present building is on the site of Peter Wilcox's homestead. The Wilcox one-story, one-room log house was the location of Lee's first town meeting held in December 1777. Peter Wilcox is known for his part in Shays' Rebellion. The original part of the present building was built in 1907. The total cost of the building, including the lot and furnishings, was $35,500. Andrew Carnegie donated $12,000. The town appropriated $18,300, and the remainder was donated by concerned citizens. Lee Marble Works quarried and cut the marble used in the construction of the building. The original section of the building is Corinthian in style, with interior woodwork of polished birch. The library was expanded in 1977. Marble quarried in Lee was used again in construction. The new library tripled the size of the library to approximately 7,500 square feet. The addition includes the Betty Dennis Children's Room, stacks, a reading room, and the J. Peter Scolforo Gallery. The Lee Library is located on 100 Main Street. Visit their website shown here for more information. Up next, we will be taking a road trip to the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, where they have recently announced the 2024 class. First, a brief history of the Hall of Fame. Basketball was invented by Dr. James Naismith in 1891 in a Springfield YMCA. The town where the sport originated from now has an independent, nonprofit organization dedicating to promoting, preserving, and celebrating basketball on every level, every gender, every country. The Hall of Fame Museum is home to more than 400 inductees and has over 40,000 square feet of basketball history. The museum recently went through a series of renovations that opened to the public in 2021. These include traditional museum activities combined with interactive exhibits. The Basketball Hall of Fame is located approximately an hour from Pittsfield. It is located at 1000 Hall of Fame Street in Springfield. There are many ways to get tickets. One of these is to visit the website hoophall.com and click on Buy Museum Tickets. You can then select the date and amount of tickets for your trip. You can also visit your local Big Y store or library to purchase tickets. The Basketball Hall of Fame will be inducting its 2024 class in August. This year, 13 people involved with basketball will be inducted, and it is a phenomenal class. Here are the members in alphabetical order. Simeon Augustus, a 4-time WNBA champion with the Minnesota Lynx and an 8-time All-Star. Dick Barnett, a 2-time NBA champion with the New York Knicks. Chauncey Billups, a clutch guard for the Detroit Pistons who won the 2004 NBA Finals MVP. Vince Carter, one of the most exciting dunkers who ever played basketball. Doug Collins, a star as a player, coach, and broadcaster. Michael Cooper, one of the all-time best defensive players who won multiple championships with the Los Angeles Lakers. Walter Davis, the all-time leading scorer for the Phoenix Suns. Harley Redden, a coach for Wayland Baptist women's teams who helped shape and advance the sport. Bo Ryan, a college coach who ran a combined 747 games for 3 Wisconsin-based teams. Herb Simon, the owner of the Indiana Pacers who helped keep the team in Indiana. Charles Smith, the all-time winningest high school coach in the state of Louisiana. Michelle Timms, one of Australia's greatest female players. And Jerry West, who is now the first person inducted into the Hall of Fame 3 times. First as a player, then as part of the 1960 Olympic team, and now as an executive. The enshrinement date will be August 17th. It is not recommended to visit the Hall of Fame during this week, as travel will be crazy. The Basketball Hall of Fame also provides the answer to this episode's trivia question. As a reminder, this episode's question was, when was the first Basketball Hall of Fame class inducted? The answer is 1959. While the Hall of Fame class was smaller, there were several important names related to basketball. These included James Naismith, who, as mentioned earlier, is the founder of basketball, George Mikan, who is considered to be the first real star of professional basketball, and Oswald Tower. Oswald Tower was born in North Adams in 1883, which is why he is of interest. According to the Basketball Hall of Fame's website, quote, a 50-year member of the National Basketball Rules Committee, Oswald Tower played a central role in basketball's development in the first half of the 20th century. When basketball was invented, the game lacked standardized rules, and teams from different regions followed different rules. Tower worked towards creating a uniform set of basketball rules and popularizing basketball along the East Coast. From 1915 to 1959, Tower served as the editor of the official basketball guide and was an official rules interpreter. In 1942, as part of basketball's first half-century, Tower was awarded the Harold M. Gore Award, an honor at the time granted to the individual who contributed the most to the game, end quote. It's now time for this episode's movie portion of WWHEN. This episode, we'll be looking into the movie Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Even though this isn't a Marvel movie, my rules for Marvel movies still apply here. I will be skipping the plot and diving into what I thought of the movie. I loved the original Aquaman film, and the sequel works just as well. What's nice here is the fact that the two movies are tonally the same. The first movie had some great fight scenes, funny dialogue, and emotional moments. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has the same mood. Also, Jason Momoa is the perfect Aquaman. From his personality to how much fun he has with the role. The movie is paced great, the action scenes are incredible, and the movie is more fun than it needs to be. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, I give Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom an 8.5. That ends this episode of Wehry Weekly History and Entertainment News. If you would like to watch this or any other WWHEN episode again, you can visit Pittsfield TV's and CTSB TV's websites shown here, or visit NBCTC's Facebook page. Also, if you would like to see the episodes in HD quality, make sure to check out my YouTube page at RT Wehry. Thank you.